I believe this is about our 35th show here on this stage. So before some of you were born, we started performing on this stage. We took 2 years away, and my feeling this past week as we've been here is that this space is an amazing part of our learning process. Over the course of this week, I've been able to see your kids, your grandkids, aim a little bit higher, take bigger risks, and when the lights come on and when they see you out here in this audience, they are going to be scared. And when they're done, they are going to be so incredibly proud of what they did. Another thing I know about this place is that it connects us. This performance has been the product of dozens of people helping with sets, helping with costumes, helping with carpooling, running through a little bit of discomfort to help put it together. So thank you all for all of your contributions in allowing this thing to take place. And I forgot to introduce yourself. My name's Gary, and I'm a teacher at the school and a director of the show. And one more thing that I know about this place. Casey White's backstage. One more thing I know about this place is that they do not allow flash photography. That was supposed to be funny. Do you have something? You have something here? So, welcome back to the Wheeler. I present. Are you presenting something? Sure. All right. I present Casey White.
Oh my gosh, this is so intimidating. I won't take up very much time because the whole point of this evening is the kids. But I have to take up a little bit of time because no one put something together like this by themselves. And so I'm going to ramble for 3 minutes, time me. What I want to say is that, you know how you have those moments with your kids where all of a sudden something comes together? The first time they swim, or the first time that they take their steps, or the first time that you notice them saying thank you without being prompted. It's coming. But tonight is kind of like a little microcosm of that. It's all the work that you put into the kids and all the work that the teachers put into the kids and their coaches and their bus drivers and the people that love them and that personal investment in every single kid. And I can say, and I just a shout out to Gary Foffman one more time. He wrote the script with some help from some students. The teachers casted the students, and they casted them. You'll see the roles fit. In fact, there's such an interesting moment. One little girl in kindergarten has a line, and she says, "I'm 6." She's 6 today. It's a little cosmic. So, the program and the ads that help pay to make this happen, this is not a place where I put on my school musical. It's certainly the organic ingredients that we're getting up here, and it's expensive. So thank you to those folks. I do want to do a little shout out to some people who live behind the scenes, and they won't want to come up on the stage, but I do need to mention them. So I want to mention the folks who have helped pull together the live silent auction that's happening right now. I have a list because I get nervous. Jenny Jones has worked tirelessly. Lindsay Foffman. Not only that, Lindsay volunteers for everything. Kristen Tuller. Jennifer Causing. Kathy Yang. And her son's last year this year, Heidi Bircher. If you're enjoying the program, a lot of the stuff that comes through is pretty rough. If you're a parent and you sent something kind of rough, raise your hand. Okay, the reason why it looks good is because of Wendy. Wendy Bertlett. One of these is for you, and I'll find you. She polishes us up and makes us look good. Another person I want to mention who's behind the scenes is Nancy Shankman. For years, Nancy Shankman has cultivated relationships and sold ads in our program, and that supports this operation. So thanks to everyone. This is truly a community effort. And we've had a 2-year hiatus from being here. What an honor to be back with all of you. So enjoy the show.
And with that, we present Dancing Through the Decades.
Look at this.
That's quite a tree house. Let's check it out.
I don't know. The ladder looks a bit rickety.
What is that on the windowsill? It looks like an old record player.
Come on, Annie. Let's just keep playing pass. This isn't our property. It's not our tree house.
Oh, come on. Just a quick look. Whoa. This is amazing.
Let me guess. It's full of books.
No, records. Vinyl. I've heard of them before, but I've never seen one in person.
A Victrola. It was one of the first forms of pre-recorded music. Artists could sell their music, and people could listen to it from their homes.
See, that's why you can help me with my report. You know everything, Jack.
Hand me the record on top of that stack. Yeah, that one. Let's see how this thing works. Toss the needle. Now crank it up.
Mr. Gatsby, this is quite the production you've put together, sir. Well, old sport, we live in a good time. Prosperity, freedom, music, love and leisure. It sure is different than my farm town back in Oklahoma. You can call me Nick Calloway. Welcome to the Big Apple, Nick. And you can call that the Charleston. Great to meet you.
Gatsby. The Great Gatsby from the classic American novel?
Where are we and how did we get here?
Andy, do you see the building, the hats, and the dance?
Yeah, I love it all.
I think we've gone back to New York City in the 1920s.
Look around you, Nick. New York City is alive. I have to admit, I'm new to the town, sir. Could you explain? Let's go for a tour then, and I'll show you a few things.
Pass it along. Haul it up.
Pass it along. Haul it up. Heave-ho, heave-ho. The Empire State Building, the tallest building in the world, the centerpiece of the centerpiece. What do you mean, sir? New York City is the center of the world, old sport. This is our empire, and this is our symbol. Haul it up.
Here you go. Lift it.
Plug it in. We are electric. Lights, camera, action. We can electrify anything. We can buy anything. We can sell anything.
Sears rope up catalogs, gentlemen. Hair gels, shaving needs, bicycles, or buggies. It's all in here. Shoot, you can even buy yourself a house.
Any new products this year?
Hundreds, sir, but the biggest news today. We're moving from mail order to brick and mortar.
Storefronts, you say?
That's right, sir. Mail order is impersonal. Who would ever want to buy through mail when you can walk in, see the products, and feel their quality? It's the next step in retail.
And Sears has the money to build all of these new stores?
We're the largest retailer in the world.
We'll take one. They can't possibly build in every town. That's expensive. Have you ever heard of investing? Let's head on down to Wall Street and give you a lesson on how businesses grow and how investors make millions without lifting a finger.
Harding wins the presidency in a landslide. Read all about it. Just 2 cents buys you the day's news.
Thank you, son. Keep the change. Nick, over here. The real story is always better than the media.
Congratulations, ladies. Harding may have won votes, but we, the women of the United States, are the winners of this election.
Women's votes! Women's votes!
How did you do it, Miss Cat?
It's taken over 100 years of asking, debating, and cajoling to get to this day.
You think that this will really make a difference in our nation's elections?
In the great words of our pioneer leader, Miss Susan B. Anthony, it was we the people, not we the white male citizens, nor we the male citizens, but we the whole people who form this union.
Women as well as men won this vote today, and we have created an enduring voice in this democracy.
Women's votes! What was all that about? What have you been doing out there in rural America? It's 1920. Women just earned the right to vote. Today is their celebration.
Here you go.
You're the greatest. How do you do it?
I just keep swinging at every pitch.
You're so strong. And so big.
Thanks for noticing, kid. Speed's not my greatest asset. That's why I aim to hit him over the fence.
Do you have any advice for a young player?
You mean my healthy regimen of cigars and a liquid diet, or how to get the ladies?
Excuse me, sir, but these are kids. Can you give them a bit of inspiration?
Oh, sure, of course. Kids, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Just keep on swinging.
Thanks, Mr. Wolf. I really think you're the best.
Come on, let's play catch.
Hey, sir, I have a ball. Let's play catch.
Holy moly, is that a payphone over there? I've heard of one, but I've never seen one before.
Here's a couple pennies. It'll connect you to anywhere in the country.
Mom, Dad, it's me, Nick.
Oh, Nick, how are you? When are you coming back home?
I'm great. New York City is amazing.
I'm glad you're happy, but we could really use your help here on the farm. The cotton's bursting, there's more corn than we can harvest, and the prices are high.
We could really use your help. When are you coming back to the farm?
No time soon, Ma. I'd love to help, but New York City is electric.
But what about the mob? And the women there? What are those things called? Flappers? It all sounds,
Mischievous at best.
I'll be back for next year's harvest. I swear. I gotta run, though. It sounds like a celebration is about to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Charles Lindbergh, pilot of the transatlantic flight from New York City to Paris.
A new horizon has just been broken. The first flight of the Wright brothers just 23 years ago and covered a distance of 852 feet. Today, we fly over oceans.
Were you scared?
Well, I did get... No, I wasn't scared. I look with courage in one hand and faith in the other. The rest is just mechanics.
How old were you when you started flying?
I was 20 years old. How old are you?
I'm 6.
Anything is possible for you, young lady.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you get tired?
Well, I did get tired, but it was worth the risk.
What were you thinking about during the flight?
I was enjoying the unlimited horizon surrounded by the beauty of the blue sky.
Investors,
young lady.
Wow, you should have
businessmen can get a bad rap, but with big dreams and a moral compass, they can get lots of things done.
You mean lavish parties and patrons of great music?
More than that, Nick. They could turn mail order into brick and mortar. Welcome to Wall Street, the lifeblood of the empire.
So, you're familiar with Sears Roebuck, I presume. Well, would you like to help them go from the pages to the streets?
I'm not sure what you mean. Really?
Let me say that differently. Would you like Sears Roebuck to make you rich?
Absolutely.
You, my friend, can be an investor.
So I give you all of my money, but you would give me the profits.
That's the spirit. Double your money without lifting a finger.
Are you sure it's guaranteed?
Not exactly, but everyone is making money these days. Look around you. America is booming.
So it's guaranteed, right?
These days, I'd say so.
Deal. My investment was guaranteed, right?
Well, not exactly.
Jack, what's happening? I don't know, but it feels like something really big and really bad. Let's get out of here.
quickly. They're at the end of the 1920s.
I'll say. What was that about?
I don't know. Let's play the next album in the stack and maybe we'll find out.
Of course you want to pick the next album in the stack. We could play any of these. The Beatles, Run DMC, the Rolling Stones, Ozzy Osbourne. Why play from the stack when we can make it a party?
This stack of albums looks like it's a historical playlist. Like maybe it's organized for us. Consider this research for your project, Annie.
Always trying to find the meaning to the story. Come on, Jack. Here's some Beastie Boys. Let's party.
The stack, Annie. Stick with the playlist.
You are so annoying, Jack. must have something to offer. I had to leave the Oklahoma Dust Bowl behind, and with everybody heading to California, I figured I'd head the other direction to find work in the city. Look at the sign, son! No jobs! It's the same thing everywhere we look. I'm starting to think we might have made the wrong decision.
I'm beginning to think there's no right decision to be had.
Where did the Great Gatsby head off to? Looking for jobs on the dock wasn't part of Gatsby's Great Tube of New York. Who are you talking to, son? Just talking to myself, I guess.
Look at us, hoping to get a day's work for an hour's pay.
Supply and demand. So many people are looking for work, they don't even have to pay a living wage. I'll take whatever they'll give to keep the heat turned on and the food on the table. Seems there should be a minimum wage to protect the worker. Nick's my name. Nick Coway. Yours? James Braddock. Nice to meet you. Just last year, James, I was singing about blue skies and dancing the night away. Today, all I see is gray skies in every direction. I was swinging too, my friend. What were you swinging, a hammer, a pickaxe? Low wage work? Not me. I was writing the great American novel. I was valued for my intellect. My dreams were big. Don't think too highly of yourself, Nick. I was living large too, but I was swinging punches. Punches? Wait a minute. I recognize you. The James Braddock? I saw you fight at Madison Square Garden. You fought in over 80 professional bouts. You've beaten everybody. Well, I didn't beat the stock market. There's one shift and there's 5 of you here. It's the same story each day. 20% of you get work, 80% of you go to the bread line. Pick me! Pick over here, I need work.
I've got a family.
Sorry, boys. My heart goes out to all of you here. You there, you look strong. The rest of you boys try back tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Best luck to you, boys.
Son, I'm looking out the window and it's dust, dust, dust. Not a crop in sight as far as the eye can see.
I'm thinking about jumping a freight train and coming back to the family farm. There's nothing left for me in the city anymore.
There's no reason to come home, son. There's nothing really to come home to. Jode, do you remember when we could grab a handful of soil and hold on to it? It had a smell, it had a texture, it had a blackness to it.
Yep, I do.
And I'd like to ask the question, what on God's green earth is going on here, and when is it going to change? Unfortunately, I can't remember the last time I saw green on God's good earth.
It'll come back, Pa. The rain always comes back.
That's what I've been saying the past 3 years, Tom. We're desperate. No crops, no water, our animals are skinny and dried up. Desperation like I've never known before.
Tom, Jode, where are you? Get on in here.
Yeah, Ma, what is it?
Straighten out the window panes and the door frame to this old house, son. The dust keeps blowing in, and I can't keep this place clean for more than 10 minutes.
That's why they call it the Dust Bowl, Mom.
We'll do something to help out, would ya?
We've used everything we've got. We don't have any wood or nails to do any fixing.
I'm hungry, Ma, and I'm tired of watered down milk and potatoes.
Reverend Casey, good to see you.
How's the good Lord treating the Jode family? Well, he's given us plenty to think about, that's for sure.
You know that part of the prayer, give us this day our daily bread? I just want a piece of that bread.
There's plenty of doubt to go around, little girl. I've done my share of wondering, too. Thank goodness you guys still have that cow.
Reverend, that cow hasn't given milk for the past week. We're out of milk.
just like that cow, all skinny and dried up. We ought to pack up and move out to California. They're looking for farm workers there, you know. They say the fields are green and endless. Crops every season, cotton, strawberries, grapes, melons. I think it's time we hit the road.
From what I hear, that's fake news. The only paradise right now is in heaven. Nothing really to look forward to in this world.
Reverend Casey, aren't you supposed to give us the Lord's message of hope and prosperity?
Well, little lady, if things turn better anytime soon, it's going to be a miracle out of the scriptures. How's that for hope?
Tom, turn on the radio, would ya? Let's take our mind off this conversation.
The results are in, folks. As expected, Franklin Delano Roosevelt has won a landslide victory, winning 43 out of the 48 states in this 1933 presidential election.
Congratulations, sir.
We've won an election, and now we have to pull off a miracle. I've hired you all as my official brain trust. Now, what do we do?
It's fair to say that we need jobs. I care deeply about the land, sir. Our land is depleted and we need to fix it.
She's right. 2.5 million farmers have lost their farms and need work.
Well, what do we have in our favor?
We have 15 million people who want to work.
We have history of industry and systems of production. The way we organize and win the Great War is proof that we are a hard-working nation.
We have land, sir. Huge tracts of underutilized land. We have you, sir. As the President of the United States, we have your leadership. The country is desperate and you are entitled to create a new set of rules.
Indeed, we are about to make a lot of new rules.
What do you mean, sir?
We live in a beautiful nation. It is rugged and wild. In my youth, I found personal connection from working the land. We will create jobs that instill pride in people and in our land.
What are you talking about?
My distant cousin Teddy created the national parks. They are the most beautiful places on earth, and they are underutilized.
We can make them accessible with new roads. They need parking and lots of toilets. They'll need amphitheaters and fire lookouts to protect against wildfires.
We will plant native trees in places that have been burnt out and create forests where the land is barren.
Just imagine 10 million workers swinging picks and hoisting shovels to make America beautiful again.
You understand, young men and women working to rebuild the soil. And enhancing our forests.
We'll need seeds.
We'll need saws. We'll need tents and sleeping bags.
And a lot of shovels. Most of all, we need a lot of people.
We'll call it the Civilian Conservation Corps.
Turn up the radio, Tom.
Turning in now to the inauguration address of newly elected President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
This great nation will endure as it has endured. We'll revive as we will prosper. Let me assure you that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
That was a good line. This guy could be a preacher. Come on, Ruth. I want to see what FDR has in store with the CCC. Okay, Tom.
Crazy kids.
Let us now convene the Senate hearing to create the coordinated effort between the Civilian Conservation Corps.
This is preposterous. War, labor, agriculture, and natural resources working together, these institutions were never intended to cooperate. They are separate.
Order. Take your seat, Senator. Secretary Perkins, please state your case.
Our Army leaders will organize 500,000 men into teams trained and paid in our national parks, forests, and farmland. You intend to enroll 500,000 men In 6 months? How is this possible? We'll pull them straight off the food line, sir. There are over 10 million unemployed people standing in food lines looking for work. Many of these people are malnourished. How can you expect them to perform hard labor?
We will hire young men ages 17 to 28. We will feed them, care for them, and provide medical care.
And our military bases will provide rooms, showers, food. Every enlisted man must pass a physical exam prior to their service.
They're untrained with no skills.
Who would train them? We will create a civilian army with shovels, axes, saws, and bulldozers. A new army with new tactics.
Who would pay for this? The government will provide food, uniforms, tents, and equipment. Plus, $1 a day for every worker. This is communism, socialism. Whatever you call it, the government does not pay for civilian work.
During the Great War, our government paid for a military to protect this country. Unemployment is our war right now. It's a war of national survival.
Government money will protect our farms, our parks, and our people. This is our war, and it needs your support.
One more thing. This program will not discriminate based on race, color, religion, or criminal record. We will hire any man willing to work.
Let me get this straight. They are proposing an army of black, white, Jewish and Christian, innocent and criminal, landscapers?
It is outrageous. And quite honestly, we need something outrageous. I like it.
We need something extraordinary, and this is extraordinary by all accounts.
I will say we have never and may never see again the secretaries of War, Land, Jobs, and Agriculture all working together. I like their thinking.
It's time for a vote. All in favor, raise your hands.
I do not like it, but we need unity. Indeed, we need unity. Thank you, Congressman. We will make you proud. You will make us proud.
Welcome to Colorado National Monument. Today is Untouchable Wilderness. Tomorrow, a system of roads, tunnels, trails, and campsites. Who's going to build it?
We're going to build it!
How are we going to build it?
One stone at a time!
You there, Mike Dungus. Lead your men and build the admin office today.
Yes, ma'am.
How much time will we need?
1 day, ma'am.
Get to work!
Rich, you cut the bricks. Pritchett, Wilson, Braddock, hold them in place. Dick, Mason, lay them out.
South of the Arkansas River. hard work, forward thinking, and inclusion of all. That's democracy. That's how we dig ourselves out of challenging situations. And with music and dancing, throw down the Beastie Boys. It's a historical tour. This one's all about Paul Revere.
Now, here's a little story I like to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. They started way back in history with that rock, G.A. and me, Mike D. And had a little horsey named Paul Revere. Just me and my horsey in a court of cheer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand, cheer, posting on my tail cause I'm in demand.
Hold on. Annie, that's not part of the 20th century history report. Oh, come on, Jack. Get out of there. Annie, the stack. Follow the timeline. You're such a rule follower. I throw down something slightly modern, and you opt for what is this? The king of swing? Who is this guy anyway? Just drop the needle and let's find out.
December 7, 1941, a day which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked at Pearl Harbor by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Did you hear the news? The naval base in Pearl Harbor has been attacked.
2,400 service members killed, 1,100 injured, 6 of our larger ships destroyed. We are at war. I saw it coming. With the war raging in Europe, these past 2 years we held out as long as we could.
Hitler is taking over all of Europe, and Hirohito is taking over the Pacific. It was only time until they brought the war to our turf.
What are we going to do? What choice do we have? We're going to fight back. These tyrants are trying to take over the whole world. They're dictators against democracy. Come on, man. We're enlisting.
What are we going to do?
Here we are again, my brain trust. We waged a successful war on the Great Depression, and now we have a violent conflict between nations on our hands.
We've been planning for this day, sir. We knew it would come.
Mr. President, you were definitely right to amp up our war machine.
Yes, we are well prepared, but no, we are not building a war machine. Let's get the wording right. We are building an arsenal for democracy.
In the past year, sir, we have built over 50,000 Air Force bombers. But starting today, we need a lot more than that.
We've already confirmed changes to all of our major industries. Toy companies will produce compasses. Ford will realign their plans to produce airplanes.
On government mandate, every industry in this nation will shift to the war effort. No more cars, no more toys, no more unnecessaries.
If we are to win this
this war, every scrap of metal, every assembly line will be a line to strengthen our arsenal for democracy.
And now, all those workers are heading off to war. There'll be pilots, frontline soldiers, and communications experts.
Who will build this arsenal? Who will continue the research? Who will feed our nation here at home?
What do you have in mind, sir?
Every human resource will become part of the war effort. Every single one of us.
Mrs. Roosevelt, what a wonderful surprise. Thank you. Are you surprised to see another woman in the room? With so many men in the front lines, you'll be seeing more of us.
Wait, but women don't work.
Excuse me. I led the meeting that started the Civilian Conservation Corps. Didn't you notice?
I stand corrected.
Yes, Miss Perkins. The companies won't hire women.
Things are about to change. Women are our greatest strength here at home. Come in, Miss Hepburn. Read the script.
Yesterday, the pioneer women helped win a continent. Today, with the same spirit of determination, American women are working to save this way of life.
Right. We have to empower women to get involved. They already are involved, you knucklehead. They just haven't been recognized. Keep reading, Catherine.
Women are working to save our nation. Women trained in science are working, testing, and observing new ways to meet the threat. More women, just like me. Every woman has a place in the national defense effort, in industry, in science, and in the home.
I like it. Eleanor, Catherine, you've outdone yourselves.
We've not outdone ourselves. You're simply doing all that we are capable of doing.
But now we're in the spotlight.
Send it out to every movie house, every radio station, and every news outlet. Let's win this war.
Amy, throw in the next song. Quick, the one on top of the stack.
So we have to grow our own food.
Food production plants have turned into tank factories, so no more Campbell soups on the shelf.
We'll grow our own food first. Then we'll send our surplus to D.C., and they'll send it to the front lines. Grow our own food for victory.
And that's how we get the job done.
United we stand, and that's how we win the war.
Nice job, ladies.
Charlie's home! And
With our hard work, we claimed victory.
Great job holding down the fort here at home, ladies.
That's a job well done.
They did it, Jack. The boys won the war in Europe and the ladies won the war here at home.
As Charles Lindbergh once said, with technology, ingenuity, and teamwork, we can do some pretty undreamable things.
I can't wait. Overcoming challenges is what we do best.
Bringing our boys home safely from the war was one of those undreamable things.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Here's the next album. Crank it up, Annie.
We are the 10th Infantry. We're the warriors history. On our own 2 feet, our foes will defeat. Like fighters marching on to victory. For others dare not go. To the heat or cold or snow. We are proud to be in the army of the free. Fly to glory, mountain infantry. We are the 10th Mountain Infantry. We're the warriors history. On our own 2 feet, all foes will defeat. Like fighters marching on to victory. For others dare not go. Through the heat or cold or snow. We are proud to be in the army of the free. Fly to glory, mountain infantry. Glory, mountain infantry.
Well, at ease. Welcome home, everybody. What are you going to do now that we're back home?
I'm heading home to coach track and field and make a new style of running shoes.
I've seen you on skis, Bilbao woman, and your past. What will you call this new shoe?
I'll name it after the Greek goddess of victory, Nike.
The war was victory, but it was rough on the land, and I can't imagine the bomb destroying our own forests.
What are you going to do? David Brower.
John Muir started the Sierra Club, and I want to keep his dream alive.
David Brown, leader of the Sierra Club. That's our honorable cause, my friend.
And while you protect the mountains, I'll teach kids how to adventure in them. Kids need mountaineering skills.
Yes, Paul Pencil, those are important skills indeed. But do you think city folks will find value in mountaineering?
You guys know that mountaineering isn't just for mountain exploration. Mountain exploration comes critical thinking, self-reliance, and confidence.
Where do you think this adventure will take you?
I'm heading to the Wind River Mountains in Wyoming to start the National Outdoor Leadership School. We'll call it NOLS for short. I'm heading back to Colorado. Remember when we were in Camp Hale?
Our journey fits, Benedict. I fell in love with all dogs while training for dogs for defense
Training at Camp Hale. Training at Camp Hale was tough, but if you... Training at Camp Hale was tough, but if you take away the misery of it, we had a ton of fun. I'm heading there to ski without the... I'm taking myself like going to Colorado. Friends, remember those mountains above the Roaring Fork River? Let's head back there and start a ski hill. I bet we could buy up some of those mining claims and own the entire mountain. I think people might fall in love with the snow, the mountains, and the joy of skiing. Me too. I know it's the mountain in Arapahoe National Forest. It could be a great ski area. I can help. I'll design and cut the trails. Let's do it, Wilfred. I got a plan in mind already. I'm hoping to call it Arapahoe Basin. We can call it a basin for short. I'll join you guys. We'll need medics on the mountains. I'm hoping we'll call them the Ski Patrol.
I can construct the lifts. We can use the Army surplus generator to power a chair that lifts people up the mountain. We'll call it a chairlift.
And while we're over that way, I got my eye on the other hill, Loveland Basin. And I've been eyeing another mountain. We'll call it Vale. Let's do it. Between the 8 of us, we can make skiing fun again. I'm heading to Aspen. I'll join you, Fritz. I like the sound of it already. Aspen Ski Company. We've got the vision. Now we just need some money. Let's go. Blue sky, soft snow, and our own lesson from Friedel Pfeiffer. I had instructor yesterday. He really helped me perfect my turns. He had a thick accent. What was his name? Klaus Obermeyer. I love the German guys. They're so handsome. Now we're off to the Crystal Palace for dinner, dancing, and a show. Aspen really does have it all. Welcome to the Crystal Palace. Your dinner is being prepared by no other than the lovely Joni.
Our signature dish, chicken baby dough, is coming right up. Skiers, diners, musicians, actors, and actricians. Hear, hear! Hear, hear! Can I talk to you for a minute? Sure. I'm back from the scouting mission just north of Castle Creek. It's deep. And the Highland Ball at the top is a dream. Is that right, kid? It sounds like heaven. What else can you tell us about this Highland Mountain? Well, sir, the view is really something with maroon bells and Pyramid Peak. I might be in love, sir. I scouted the mountain just north of Maroon Creek. It is low angle. It is more for the leisure skier. Who doesn't love a leisure ski? It's a wonderful way to perfect zetons. Mine is called that of Buttermilk, and it has the same view of the bells. Wow. It sounds perfect for your ski school. I'll help you build that mountain.
We will need a ski school at a steeper one too. We will need to teach people how to ski steep terrain with trees.
Stein Erickson, you're hired. If you french fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're gonna have a bad day. We need to teach them the perfect terms. Well, thank you, Scouts. Let's expand. We'll call it Steep on Highland, and we'll keep the minder's name for the other. Buttermilk it is. Buttermilk it is! May I introduce, for your comedic pleasure, Aspen's own Abbott and Costello. Baseball players have some peculiar names these days. Funny names? Nicknames. Now, on the team, we have who on first, what on second, and I don't know who's on third. That's what I want to know. Tell me the names of those fellows. I'm telling you. Who's on first, what's on second, and I don't know who's on third.
Do you actually know the fellows' names?
Yeah?
Then who's on first?
Yeah.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
Who's on first?
Good evening, Mr. Pepsi. Thank you for getting us here from Vander on Aspen Airways.
I hear they're going to call it Sardy Field, thanks to you, Tom.
That's right, we can fly the city slickers in now that I paved the runway.
Mrs. Mr. Pepke, I've been studying the old Wheeler Opera House, and I have a plan for your remodel.
This is a lovely town. A remodel theater is just what we need.
Ah, yes, the Wheeler. Blue walls, smoothie theater seats, and a welcoming stage. Can't you see it, dear?
Not yet, but I'm sure you have a vision.
Sounds lovely, Mr. Bayer. I just can't wait to see your vision come to life.
Friends, gather around. The Pepkes like to share an idea with you.
You, my friends, are our people who value beauty, nature, and a good ski. We see great potential in this community and would like to introduce
the Aspen Idea!
We intend to build this community with vision, intent, and with purpose.
The Aspen Idea creates a community that inspires the mind, body, and spirit.
We will help build this with skiing tradition in our music school to nurture an appreciation of art, music, architecture, and education.
Please join us in building this Aspen Idea together.
Let's celebrate this town through health, art, and enjoying life with nature. And as much skiing as our legs will take.
To Aspen! To Aspen!
towns. I thought they were just a bunch of miners, lumberjacks, and rednecks up in the mountains, but I was mistaken.
And they are a lot of fun, too. Annie, this is a great playlist. It'd make a great mixtape.
What's a mixtape?
It's a thing from the 80s.
But we aren't in the 80s, and at this pace, we'll never get there. Let's hurry up. Here's the next record. Drop the needle and let's see how it unravels.
Unravels? It's not unraveling, Annie. It's revealing.
Whatever, Jack. Just play the record.
Fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yes.
I'm gonna play a sad song for you. Probably one of the saddest you ever heard. Amazing story, beautiful lyrics, and it goes a little something like this. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, cry all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, cry all the time. You ain't never no friend of mine. You ain't that you were a high class, that's the lie. Cause you was a high class, that's the lie. Well, you ain't never got a rabbit, no friend of mine.
Mr. Presley, you are indeed the greatest rock and roll star of all time. Over 60 million viewers are watching you right now on national television. That's 82% of all television viewers. What do you have to say to your audience?
Thank you for the show, Mr. Clark. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, I'd like to say this. I'd like to say this. May the God bless you, as He's blessed me, and thank you very much.
We'll see you back here in January. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Presley.
Don't you just love our new color television set?
Watching the King of Rock and Roll and the Ed Sullivan Show on this doohickey, it's like we were right there on stage with him.
I wish I was there with them, and I could be if you'd let me have a later curfew.
Don't be such a party pooper, Cherry. Watch this. I can dance like Elvis.
Nice dancing, Beeve. You could be the next James Dean.
All this dancing makes me hungry. What's for dinner?
We're having leftovers again with all these new Tupperware containers. It's so easy to store food and eat it again the next day. I'm so tickled about all this new kitchenware.
Leftovers again?
How about a TV dinner? Those things are so nifty.
They're just the bee's knees.
Barf, I want to go with my friends. Can I go to the drive-in with Marcia tonight?
Not tonight, Cherry. Let's see what else is on TV. Beeve, pass me the TV guide. Let's see here. Turn the dial to CBS.
Oh, I love Charlie Brown.
Are you kidding? He's so whiny. Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown.
I can't believe it. She must think I'm the most stupid person alive.
Come on, Charlie Brown. I'll hold the ball and you kick it.
Hold it? Ha! You'll pull it away and I'll land flat on my back and kill myself.
But, Charlie Brown, it's Thanksgiving.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, one of the greatest traditions we have is the Thanksgiving football game, and one of the biggest, most important traditions of all is the kickoff of the football.
Is that right? It's all right, Snoop Dogg. We can trust her just this one time. It's a tradition.
Come on, Charlie Brown. It's a big honor for you.
If it's that important, a person should never turn down a big honor. Besides, she had tried to trick me on a big holiday.
Isn't it peculiar, Charlie Brown, how some traditions just slowly fade away?
Thanks, Snoopy. You know, sometimes a dog is the best friend a fella could have.
Folks, don't wait. The Kellogg's Frosty Flakes. Corn flakes, sugar toasted, and candy sweet. You bet just get Kellogg's Frosty Flakes. They're great!
Oh. I love that ad.
Enough of these stupid cartoons. Can we watch American Bandstand? I think Dick Clark is on tonight.
Well, let me check the TV guide. Yep, it says right here, NBC, Dick Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of American Bandstand. I'm your host, Dick Clark, and we have some very special guests with us today. Please welcome Monica and Rachel.
We are so honored to be here. It's been our dream to come on this show since we were little ones. And can I just say this? I love you, Mom and Dad. And if James Dean is watching this, we love you.
So, how old?
We interrupt this broadcast with an ABC special report. Walter Cronkite reporting. Joseph McCarthy, the junior senator from Wisconsin, has sent shockwaves through Washington, D.C. tonight. The swiftness of the tempo of communist victories and American defeats in the Cold War are ever increasing. And when a great democracy is destroyed, it will not be because we're enemies from without, but rather because we're enemies from within. In a low expectation speech to the Women's Republican Club in Wheeling, West Virginia, McCarthy detailed a list of Russian victories in the root of American problem. The State Department is infested with communists. Here in my hand, I have a list of 205 names that were made known to Secretary of State with direct ties to the Communist Party, yet you nevertheless are still working and shaping policy in the State Department. Effective immediately, McCarthy intends to investigate government employees as well as pop culture icons linked to the Communist Party, and that's the way it is.
Gee whiz, Dad, what does that mean?
It's the state of the world right now, Beeve. Russia and the United States are in standoff. Let's get back to the show.
Old are you ladies?
19.
Oh, I remember those days. Wish I could go back. So, where are you ladies from?
Born and raised in New York City.
We've been best friends ever since you moved to the apartment next door.
What's the big city like? Have any loved ones?
Well, actually, my boyfriend Justin's just right over there. Love you, Justin.
And mine is right next to him. Love you, Nick.
You men are lucky to have such beautiful women in your life. So, what are you ladies performing for us?
Well, you're about to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Monica and Rachel.
And goes like this.
optimism in full bloom. New dreams to awake to in this decade full of
credit card invented, Charlie's in a comic strip, New War in Korea, and you're instructed. Coast to coast phone calls, Alice on a silver screen, Lucy every Monday on our new color TV. Doctor Soon hot surgery, taste of frosted flakes. Jacques Cousteau sing down below, seatbelts around our waist. Polio vaccines are coming, Corvette is a dream machine. Say goodbye to Scarlet and hello to People magazine. Whoa, segregation is thrown out. Cigarettes can make you sick. Ziploc bags and cabinets. TV dinner is our bit. Disneyland spreads happiness. I think all Velcro hits the sea. It's Rosa Parks to see. And we remember James Dean. No control for every TV. We all cheer for Elvis Presley. Toss around the frisbee. West Side Story hits the stage. Talking cat in a pinto hat. Sonic out to outer space. Decade full of books. 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 Decade full of books.
Gee whiz, that was a fun decade.
Gee whiz, Jack. It looks like every generation has its successes and challenges.
It's like a whole nation is running on a treadmill. People keep taking steps forward with a feeling of progress, but the challenges don't go away. They just change.
And no matter the problem, we continue to make progress through unity, ingenuity, dedication, persistence, and I guess TV dinners.
But what about that Russia thing?
Conflicting ideologies, Jack. Like you just said, they don't go away. They just change shape.
And the records keep on spinning. Play the next track, Annie.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that those waters around you have grown, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing, for the times they are a-changing. the times they are a-changing. Thank you.
Dude, is that Freedom Rock?
No, man. That's the old folk music revival. Old style, modern themes.
Dylan's got it dialed. The only thing that can save the world is the reclaiming of the awareness of the world.
Wow, man, who would have thought that great music would come out of northern Minnesota?
Yeah, right. When pigs fly.
Or like when doves cry.
And here we are in Times Square to see the action with Kerouac, Ginsberg, and Kesey, listening to music, writing poetry, and bringing about existential change.
Hey man, there's nowhere to go but everywhere, so I'll just keep rolling under stars right here with you guys. Our role here is big. Poetry, stories, whoever controls the media, the images, and the music controls the culture. You're fortunate to think so. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to pick a fight?
Have you guys been reading the news for the past decade? Lunch counters, bus boycotts, bombings in Birmingham.
And the draft, man. 400,000 of our bravest young men are slogging through the swamps of Vietnam.
We gotta get out of the coffee houses. We gotta march.
If the times are changing, people need to stand up and make it happen.
Let's just listen to this next act. He's the coolest cat of the night. Dig it?
Dig it.
It's not time to make a change. Just relax and take it easy. It's still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now. And I know it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot, think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not.
Wait a second. Dylan says that the times they are changing, but Cat Stevens says it's no time to make a change.
I'm so confused.
Conflicted.
Welcome to the 60s, man. Conflict isn't just between the races, social classes, genders, and nations. It's in our minds.
Let's just sit here for a while and breathe.
We gotta hit the road. We'll be back to the existential in a minute. We have some things to see in the meantime.
Right on, brother. It's not by getting away from the world that you reach enlightenment, but rather by getting out into it. Good luck, my fellow star traveler.
Peace out, my beatnik brothers. See you on the flip side.
Ugh, with so much turmoil, I can't stand to sit out with these brothers. The military was called in to protect students at Little Rock, Arkansas.
Our president was assassinated in Dallas, Texas.
The communists are aiming missiles at us from Cuba.
We've declared war in Vietnam.
The Stonewall riots happened right here in Greenwich Village.
Geez, man, is there any worse news that can be added to the list?
Yeah, the Surgeon General announced last year that smoking is dangerous.
Oh, man!
And the greatest rock bands of our time are all from Great Britain.
We got to do something.
Let's hitch a ride to Washington. There's a gathering there. It's supposed to be big.
Or we go upstate to Woodstock. Heard there's a gathering there, too.
That concert? No way, man. It's supposed to rain. Come on, we're going to D.C.
What are we marching for?
Freedom. Isn't that what those beatniks were talking about back there?
Whoa, Jack, what's happening?
Looks like we're in the middle of something momentous.
No more
No more war.
Women's rights! Women's rights! Women's rights! Jim Crow must go! Jim Crow must go!
No more nukes! No more nukes! No more nukes!
Look at the crowd. We're all marching, but for different reasons.
There's no unity to the whole thing.
Nothing will happen without unity, man. What can bring us together? It seems impossible. Anti-war, anti-nukes, anti-segregation. There's just so much anti in the air.
What on earth can pull us together? We need victory.
It wasn't just a time of music, but of conflict and belonging and redefining the meaning of individual and national freedom.
It's always been that way, Jack.
Television, North Korea, South Korea.
Give it up for the 1-2, the 10th Mountain Division, and the Crystal Palace.
And now give it up for the 3-4, the Great Depression. Give it up for Scene 1, the Roaring 20s, 5-8.
And Scene 3, the Rosie the Riveters.
Scene 5, 1950s pop culture. Give it up for Scene 6, 1960s cultural revolution.
Give it up for the amazing set crew.
Give it up for the ACS band. And we'd like to give a special thanks to the Wheeler Opera House for having us. Thank you very much.